I lost 100 pounds in 5 months. And the number one question I get generally is, how the heck did you do that? And that's why I started this What Exactly series of videos. The first episode was all about what exactly I ate during those 5 months. The second one was all about what exactly I did for exercise. But the more specific question that I've been getting, that I literally have gotten over 100 times in the past week, has been, where the hell is all of your excess skin? Why don't you have loose skin? Why don't you look like a skin apron? Why don't you have bat wings? Why don't you look like a deflated balloon? You must be on some type of drugs, some type of performance enhancers. You must have had surgery of some kind, because it doesn't make any sense. It's not true. It's not believable. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm not going to be able to convince all of you, right? If you think I'm a liar and I had some type of plastic surgery, or I'm on some type of performance enhancers and that's the reason why I look the way I look and I did the thing that I did, I'm never going to convince you. But if you want to stick around in today's video, it's going to be all about what I did with my supplements, how I biohacked and bioengineered my body to make sure it had every single enzyme, every single molecule, every single mineral, and every single essential amino acid that it needed during this transformation journey. Now, again, I'm not going to be able to convince all of you guys, and it's all good. I get it. It's sus as hell. It doesn't make sense. But I legitimately believe that eating healthy, exercising right, taking the immense amounts of supplements that I'm going to get into today, and great genetics all work together to help my skin bounce right back to what it was like when I was in my 20s, which is bananas because I'm 39 years old. And I get it. It seems so sus. How is it possible? Hopefully this video sheds some light on how I did it. Hopefully it can help you on your transformation journey. So before we get started, I want to give you guys a quick look, an up close look at my body. I don't have any scars because I did not have any no surgeries, nothing like that. This down as low as I can. There's nothing. I do have stretch marks. For sure I have stretch. I mean, I was almost 300 pounds, right? 270 plus pounds, but my skin is elastic. It bounces back. It's healthy. And that's what we're going to get into today. So let me put you guys back on the tripod. We'll get right into it. So how exactly did I do this? What exactly was I taking for supplements? Let's freaking go. Let's get into what I'm describing as the rocket fuel of supplements. So I think it makes most sense to go through it chronologically through the day. At 6 a.m., I start with what I'm calling the metabolic cellular spark. Skin health is essentially a cellular game. I started the day diluting 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in water to stabilize my blood sugar immediately. High blood sugar causes glycation, which literally cooks your collagen and makes your skin brittle and saggy. With that apple cider vinegar, I was taking 1 gram of NMN. This one was new to me, but as I started losing weight, I started really getting into anti-aging supplements, and NMN was one of my go-tos. NMN is a precursor to NAD+, which gives our skin cells the energy it needs to repair our DNA and keep our skin elastic. And I was also pairing it with Shilajit resin. Oh my God. The absolute nastiest thing you can ever take. It is not for the faint of heart. If there's something that you guys have to skip because you cannot handle bad tasting things, it might be Shilajit. But Shilajit has over 84 minerals and fulvic acid in it, which was essentially acting as a delivery shuttle to ensure that the NMN that I was paying good money for and taking was actually crossing the cell membrane and being absorbed into my skin. Without this delivery shuttle, without this delivery system, I would basically just be pissing away the NMN that I was taking. And then I would essentially walk my dog, feed her breakfast, use the restroom. And by this time, about 30 to 45 minutes have passed. I've let that apple cider vinegar stabilize my blood sugar. I let that NMN get into my skin cells and use that Shilajit to shuttle it to all of my skin cells and membrane. Now it's time to take my pre-workout. My pre-workout ritual was essentially 3 different things. I was taking Nutricross Pre-X, and the reason why I was taking that is because of transparency. No proprietary blends. If you ever see something that has a proprietary blend, you don't know what you're getting. You have no idea what's inside it. It tells you what's in it, but it doesn't tell you the amount of what's in it. And most of the time when there's a proprietary blend, the company skimps out on the good stuff and fills you with the bad stuff. Personally, I take Nutricross Pre-X because it's not proprietary and it lists every single thing that's in it and how much is in it. And you don't have to go with Nutricross Pre-X, but if you do get a pre-workout, try to stay away from proprietary blends. It's junk. But with my Pre-X, I was taking 1.5 grams of betaine, TMG. It was key for my skin and strength during my 100-pound weight loss. When you're in a deep calorie deficit like I was, eating just under 1,000 calories a day, your cells essentially become flat and stagnant. Betaine was acting as an osmolyte, pulling hydration into my muscles and into my skin cells, keeping them full and resilient even when my body fat was dropping dramatically. So with the Pre-X and the 1.5 grams of betaine TMG, I would also take 5 grams of creatine, and that would be essentially my pre-workout cocktail. This was how I was able to continue to hit personal records when I was either resistance training, body weight training, or swimming when only eating 1,000 calories a day. After I exercise, I was entering the most critical phase for my skin health. I would take 50 grams of whey protein, and I started adding collagen peptides with my whey protein. Here's the secret to the shrink wrapping effect, the first glycine pulse. I aimed to get at least 12 grams of glycine, but I would spread it across the day. So my first pulse was 3 grams with my whey protein. Glycine is the primary amino acid that is required for collagen synthesis. By taking 3 grams of glycine with my protein and my collagen peptides, I was giving my body the raw building blocks to tighten the skin exactly when the fat cells were shrinking. Conventional wisdom for years has been 5 grams of creatine a day is what you need. But recent research and studies and analysis have actually shown way more benefits if you take 15 grams or more. Creatine is essential for performance, for skin health, for cell volumization. It's absolutely amazing, not just for our muscles, but for our skin and our brain. So I was personally aiming for 15 grams and I was spreading that across the day with 3 5-gram doses. So with the whey protein, the collagen peptides, and the glycine, I was also adding my second serving of 5 grams of creatine. Some of the supplements that I'm about to talk about are fat soluble. So to make sure that the supplements that I was taking were actually working, I would take them with chia seeds, 2.5 tablespoons in water, and I would give that 10 minutes for those chia seeds to fully soak in and absorb the water. With those chia seeds, I would take a B complex supplement for energy metabolism, and then what I'm calling my joint health stack, I would be taking 1,000 milligrams of fish oil to get those omega-3s and glucosamine for my joint and skin health. When you lose 100 pounds as fast and as dramatic as I did, your skin, your joints, your connective tissues, all of it is under immense pressure. So this combination of glycine, fish oil, glucosamine was making my joints feel better and more youthful than when I was in my 20s. And I'm 39 right now. But you can't just lose fat. You gotta make sure that the foundation that your body is built on is healthy and that frame holds up under immense pressure. The bioabsorption and second glycine pulse. My midday supplements were all about internal protection. With my first real meal of the day, not counting a whey protein shake, I would take my daily multi. Here's another anti-aging skin health secret supplement. I was taking 12 milligrams of astaxanthin, one of the world's most powerful antioxidants. I think it's 800 times better than vitamin C or something crazy like that, but it's insane. Astaxanthin essentially acts as an internal sunblock for your skin, protecting your skin matrix from breaking down under immense oxidative stress of rapid weight loss. Here's also when I take my second pulse of 3 grams of glycine. Keeping my glycine levels high throughout the day ensured that my body never stopped the repair process. I would also pair this with vitamin D3 plus K2 and calcium. The D3 and K2 ensured that the calcium was actually going into my bones rather than my arteries. And that B complex from earlier was supporting the energy that my metabolism needed for skin renewal. And then my final weird trick for my midday supplements, black mustard seeds. Now hear me out. I was taking a supplement called sulforaphane. A lot of people were recommending it. It's also in broccoli, so if I was eating a lot of broccoli, I wouldn't take sulforaphane as a supplement, but when I wasn't, I would take sulforaphane. But the problem is that most sulforaphane supplements don't have a key enzyme called myrosinase. Now, if you're eating broccoli, most of the time, those high temperatures would kill that enzyme. And when you take sulforaphane, it usually doesn't include myrosinase. And the problem is, without that enzyme, only 3% of that sulforaphane that you're taking is actually being absorbed by our bodies. So how do you get that myrosinase, right? Well, black mustard seeds are potent in it. So I emptied out my salt and pepper electric grinders and I filled both of them up with black mustard seeds, so that whenever I took my sulforaphane, I would grind up about a teaspoon of black mustard seeds with that sulforaphane so I can ensure that 100% of it was being absorbed by my body. That sulforaphane is a powerful detoxifier. Instead of pissing away the sulforaphane that you were taking or buying a version of the supplement that's extra expensive that actually has the myrosinase in it, you could do the hack that I was doing, which is buy a solid sulforaphane supplement on the cheap and then add black mustard seeds to get that enzyme in and supercharge that sulforaphane. And bonus tip before I get into my evening stack of supplements, I was drinking about 3 cups of green tea throughout every day. Now, I try my best to make sure that I don't take any caffeine after 2 p.m. because I didn't want to ruin my sleep. So if I didn't have my first cup of green tea before 2 p.m., then I would basically drink 3 cups of decaf green tea. You still get most of the benefits and you don't ruin your sleep. But green tea has so many benefits for your microbiome or antioxidant purposes. So I was getting in 3 cups of green tea every day. And with one of those cups of green tea, I would have my third pulse of 3 grams of glycine. I was keeping my glycine levels high throughout the entire day. All right, now we're into the evening stack, the recovery, and the final glycine pulse. The day ends with the most important part of weight loss, sleep. You don't lose fat in the gym. You lose fat during REM sleep. This is where I would take my 4th and final pulse of 3 grams of glycine. Glycine literally isn't just for your skin. It also helps lower your core body temperature, calms the nervous system. It helps you go to sleep faster and get deeper sleep. And with that glycine, I would take 2 forms of magnesium L-threonate and magnesium citrate. L-threonate is the only form of glycine that can effectively cross the blood-brain barrier. What does that mean? Well, it helps calm the mind and lower cortisol levels. The magnesium citrate helps relax my muscles and keeps digestion moving. And then when you take these 2 together synergistically, you get deep sleep faster than you ever would normally, and you wake up ready to do it all over again. So in conclusion, my supplement stack wasn't just about popping pills and hoping for the best. It was about supporting my body that was working harder than it's ever worked in its entire life. It was about the logistics of health, ensuring that every single system in my body had the fuel, the enzymes, and the molecules it needed to succeed at its best. I put links to every single supplement that I was taking in the description down below, with also some alternatives if you didn't want to buy those ones. I'm not sponsored by anyone, but they are affiliate links, so it does help me out if you guys buy through those links. But those were exactly what I was taking, exactly what I was using through these 5 months, so I can vouch for them. If you have any questions about the supplements, the molecules, the synergistic effects, about how each one works with another, drop a comment down below. I'll be happy to respond as fast as I can. We're all in this transformative journey together. I'm super excited for anyone who's ready to start 2026 with a bang. Let's use this rocket fuel and make huge changes in our lives. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to know when I drop the next video on my What Exactly series. The next one's going to be all about sleep, hygiene, routines, and how to get the best sleep of your life. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.